And today, the Georgia Supreme Court, they released a major decision in this Fulton County 2020 election interference case where President Donald Trump and 18 others are accused of illegally trying to overturn Georgia's presidential results. Well, we do have team coverage for you tonight explaining every single angle of this story. We first want to start with Zach Merchant to kind of get a bird's eye view of what we're looking at here, Zach.
Well, Faith, today this case took a big stumble in this building right behind me. It was not unanimous. 3 justices dissented, but the majority's decision here means effectively that Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis's time leading this prosecution is now over. But the case itself might not be. There is a chance another prosecutor could take it over.
Look, I know prosecution. I was in prosecution for 17 years. The type of people it attracts, right? They believe in justice, they believe in the rule of law, and they believe that cases should be prosecuted without fear, favor, or affection. And so there will be someone that is willing.
Former DeKalb County District Attorney Robert James said he is confident a new prosecutor will take over the case. But who that will be is a big question. The process will start soon. DA Willis today announced she'll be transferring jurisdiction of the case to the Prosecuting Attorney's Council of Georgia in the latest step in a historic legal saga.
This is the biggest case in the history of American jurisprudence.
In a statement, Willis said, quote, "I hope that whoever is assigned to handle the case will have the courage to do what the evidence and the law demand. It is up to the Prosecuting Attorney's Council to find a new DA or someone else to take over." Executive Director Pete Skandalakis admitted that might be difficult. And James said any prosecutor would have to answer big questions before signing on.
Do we have the bandwidth for it, the emotional and psychological bandwidth for it? Or is it something that we just rather not be involved with? The second thing is, do we have the resources?
But that doesn't mean the case has no chance. Skandalakis said in a phone interview with 11 Alive News, if he can't find an outside prosecutor to take it on, the Prosecuting Attorney's Council might take the case itself, adding, quote, "I think it's important that a conflict prosecutor, a neutral person, takes this case and makes a decision." So how fast could that all happen? That is the big question here. When I asked Pete Skandalakis about it earlier today, he said he hopes to have a new prosecutor lined up and ready to take this case when jurisdiction transfers to the Prosecuting Attorney's Council. He said he expects that to be just about 30 days from now. If that is the case, it would be a rapid development in a case that has, up to this point, taken a long time to get here, on a long road to get here. Grace King has been covering it all along the way. She joins us now live from outside the Fulton County Courthouse with a look at how we got here. Grace.
Well, Zach, the case has been stalled pretty much for the last 2 years, but originally it was moving pretty quickly. We saw 4 defendants take plea deals within weeks of the 2023 indictment, and the rest were preparing for trial. But that momentum, of course, stalled when there were a lot of questions about the district attorney's romantic involvement instead.
The Fulton County indictment began as a historic prosecution.
The indictment brings felony charges against Donald John Trump.
Legal experts say it essentially ended with historic mistakes.
It was a viable case and also a lot of prosecutorial missteps.
Defense attorneys accused DA Fani Willis of financially benefiting from a romantic relationship with the special prosecutor she chose to lead the case.
This invoice makes me cry.
Records show Nathan Wade had earned at least $500,000 more than the others working on the case at the time of a February 2024 disqualification hearing.
I object to you getting records. You've been intrusive into people's personal lives. You're confused. You think I'm on trial. These people are on trial for trying to steal an election in 2020. I'm not on trial, no matter how hard you try to put me on trial.
Willis argued their relationship ended prior to the indictment and that it would have no impact on a potential trial.
The romantic relationship ended before the indictment was returned, yes or no?
To a man, yes.
But the controversy never went away.
So I think what we're going to see is kind of a narrative of an office that was very ambitious, a DA that was very ambitious, and who, though, was unable to handle these large, sprawling cases.
So after that hearing, Fulton County Judge Scott McAfee said either the DA's office or Wade had to go. So Wade resigned shortly after. But then the Georgia Court of Appeals said that wasn't enough and kicked the DA's office off the case as well. Live at the Fulton County Courthouse, Grace King, 11 Alive News.
All right, Grace, thank you so much. Well, tonight, President Donald Trump is reacting to this news. In an online post, he mentions this case and others that he faced. The statement says, in part, quote, "This unconstitutional Georgia hoax, together with the remaining shams in New York, should now be dead for good. The prosecutorial weaponization of Donald J. Trump had no limits. They went after their political opponent at levels never seen before and lost. They are now criminals who will hopefully pay serious consequences for their illegal actions."